Which are bigger sellers, cookbooks or sex books? You'll find out as one of these three contestants wins the chance to drive home in this brand new Pontiac Grand Am in just a split second. And now, here's the star of our show, Monty Hall.
Thank you. And welcome to our show. This is Split Second. I love that opening question. Statistics say that cookbooks far outsell sex books. Yeah, that's because there are so many recipes for cooking, you see. Hello, Diane, Brian, and Susan.
Hello.
We welcome you to the show. I'd like to know something about you, and I will find out something about you before the second round. But right now, Sandy will say who you are.
Monty, first we have a cat fancier who met her husband at a singles convention in where else? The Catskills. Diane Novick. And next, a man who played soccer one night on the portico of Rome's famous Pantheon, Brian Graff. And next to him, a lady who drove to Detroit with her future husband, then had to chase him all over town to get him to notice her, Susan Petty.
Welcome all three to the show. If you've been watching Split Second recently, you know we've been giving away a car almost every day, and I guess this is no exception. Today, it's one of you, and I suppose you're all ready to win it.
Yes.
And some cash, too. All right, here's the way we play the game. As you know, in Split Second, every time we ask a question, it has three potential answers, and you're required to answer one apiece. And if all three of you answer a question, it's worth $10. If two of you answer a question, it's $25. If only one person answers a question, it's $50 to that person. You don't buzz in until you see the full question on the screen, or you'll be penalized. Are you ready for round number one?
Yep. Yes.
Okay, Diane, Brian, and Susan, here we go. I'm going to show you three books of the Bible. You tell me if they're found in the Old or the New Testament of the King James Bible. Look at the screen. Daniel, Ephesians, and Revelation, the Old or the New Testament, Diane?
Daniel's the Old.
Daniel is the Old. Susan?
Revelation, the New.
That's right. And Brian?
Ephesians, the Old.
No, in the New. So Diane and Susan know their Bible. They get $25 each. There are all kinds of names for shirts and pants besides Gucci tops and designer jeans. Here are three of them. Take your choice and tell me if they're tops or a pair of pants. Look at the screen. They're jupes and middies and trews. Brian?
Middies are pants.
No, they're not. They happen to be tops. A midi is a blouse, a sailor-like blouse. Susan?
Jupes is pants.
No, jupes are tops. They're men's shirts, Scottish men's shirts. Diane, that leaves it up to you.
Trews are pants.
Trews are pants. Tight-fitting trousers worn under kilts. Would you believe it now? And Diane gets the entire $50. Chicago has 5 professional sports teams. 3 of those teams have nicknames that all begin with the letter B. Pick a sport and name the B team. Look at the screen. What's the name of their hockey team, their basketball team, and their football team? Susan?
Football's the Bears.
That's right, the famous Chicago Bears. Diane?
Basketball, the Blues.
Nope. Brian? Oh, you don't know your hockey teams, huh? The Blackhawks, Chicago Blackhawks, and the Chicago Bulls in basketball. Susan, would you believe in that sports question you got the entire 50? The setting for a film is often the most important part of the plot. So here are 3 recent movies set in foreign countries where the setting was vital to the story. Pick a movie and name the country it was set in. Look at the screen. Platoon, Out of Africa, and Ran. Diane?
Out of Africa. Africa.
The country.
Country.
Brian?
Platoon, South Vietnam.
Vietnam is correct. Susan?
Ran, Italy.
Ran was Japan, famous Japanese movie, and Out of Africa was in Kenya, another great award-winning movie. Brian, you pick up $50, all to yourself. Every day our newspapers are filled with initials. Here are 3 of the more prevalent initials. What do they stand for? Look at the screen. ICBM, UNICEF, and SAC. Diane?
I don't know.
I'm sorry, Susan.
United.
You have to be faster than that.
Sorry.
Brian?
ICBM, Intercontinental Ballistic Missile.
That is right. UNICEF is United Nations International Children's Emergency Fund. And, of course, you know Danny Kaye has been raising money, and so has Peter Ustinov for a long time. SAC is Strategic Air Command. Brian, I give you $50, and you have forged into the lead from last place. If you're at a party and your host serves you a drink from a bottle with the following label, what would you be drinking? Not that I'm asking you to drink, but what would you be drinking? Look at the screen. Absolute, Cuervo Especial, and Camus Grand VSOP. Susan?
The bottom one's brandy.
Brandy or cognac is correct. Brian?
Absolute is vodka.
That's absolutely right. And Diane?
Cuervo's tequila.
Tequila. Very good for the three. You know your booze, don't you? $10 each. Big voices don't have to come from big bodies, as the following number one hits have shown. Pick a hit and name the little big star who made it number one. Look at the screen. Diana, Candyman, and 50 Ways to Leave Your Lover. Not little, but small, I would say. Brian?
Diana Palanca.
Paul Anka, 5 foot and just a little over 5 feet tall. Diane?
Candyman is Sammy Davis Jr.
That's right. He's about 5'3". And Susan?
Bottom one is Neil Simon.
No, I'm sorry. It was Paul Simon. You meant Paul Simon. Neil Simon is the great author. Paul Simon is only 5'2". Diane and Brian get $25 each. Police partners have been and still are the mainstay of many TV series. I'll give you the character names of 3 different police teams. Pick a duo. Name the series they were on. Look at the screen. Officers Malloy and Reed, Officers Baker and Poncherello, and Officers Friday and Gannon. Diane. Pick a duo. Name the series.
I don't know.
Can't do it. Susan.
The bottom one, Dragnet.
Dragnet is right. Brian.
The top one is Adam 12.
Right, and the middle one was Chips. And so Brian and Susan get $25 each. Here are examples of everyday hardware items. Identify what they are. Look at the screen. Carriage and toggle, common and box, panhead and roundhead. Brian.
Panhead and roundhead are nails.
Panhead and roundhead are not nails. Susan.
Panhead and roundhead are screwdrivers.
That's screwdrivers. No, I'm sorry. That's not the right answer. Diane.
Common and box are nails. I don't know.
Common and box are nails. Yes, just speak up, Gary. Even if you're taking a guess, you have to be right. Panhead and roundhead are screws. Screws. Carriage and toggle are bolts. Diane gets the full $50. Don't be afraid. You jump in like that, you make $50. Many famous women have the same first name. I'll show you 3 pairs of women with the same first name. Pick a pair and tell me their first names. Look at the screen. Here are the last names. Walters and Stanwyck, Steinman, Vanderbilt, Field, and Struthers. Diane.
Walters and Stanwyck. Diane. No.
That's not correct. Brian?
Field and Struthers are Sally.
Right. Susan?
Middle one is Gloria.
That's right. Gloria Stein, Gloria Vanderbilt, and Barbara Walters and Barbara Stanwyck. And so Brian and Susan pick up $25 each. It's a very close race, but Brian leads Diana second, Susan third. The second round, we'll double our stakes. Meet our players and know something more about them. Diane, you met your husband at a singles convention.
Yes.
You know, a friend of mine believes she wants everybody in the world to be married, you see, so she keeps having parties for singles. And of the 300 people that keep coming to her home time, she's only had 2 marriages in the last 2 years. So it's not, the odds aren't very high about meeting your future spouse at a convention.
No, I was, I think there were 2,000 people there. And I got the best one.
Well, that's the way to say it. Good for you. Very good. So there is some truth to you can find them at a singles convention, right?
Definitely.
Brian, what about you? Playing soccer? Where?
Yes, well, that was in Rome. I've been studying architecture for the last few years, and the whole class went over on a trip. And so late at night, all the students and professors sometimes would get together and play soccer in the portico of the Pantheon using 6-foot wide granite columns as goalposts.
I'm sure that the police in Rome appreciated that very much.
Well, it wasn't as bad as people jumping in fountains and that. They took it easy with us on that.
I've told you 100 times you got to play soccer at the Coliseum. Right. Susan, you chased your husband until he finally found you, right?
Yeah, that's right.
How come you went with him on the same trip and he didn't notice you?
We both work for the same company. Well, I guess people have been trying to set us up all along. Like, you talk about having parties, and we had friends that were determined to set us up, and I guess he and I just decided we didn't want to have any part of it. And when we got down there, I realized he was a really nice guy. So I thought, well, if he's not going to do anything, I'm going to have to be the one to do it. So I did.
I did, he did, she did, and they did,
and
right?
we do, yeah.
Very good. And congratulations to them. All right. Those were our 3 players. Let's go into the second round and double our stakes. 100 if you get it all by yourself, 50 if two of you get it, 20 if all three of you get it. Here we go. A native of Paris is called a Parisian. What would you call a native of the following cities? Look at the screen. What would you call a native of Madrid, Florence, and Glasgow? Diane.
Second one is Floridian.
No, sorry, Brian.
Florentine for Florence.
Florentine for Florence is correct. Susan.
Madrid is Madridian.
Madrileños, and Glasgow is Glaswegians. Brian, you get $100. If I asked you what kind of animals are, like Lassie and Sandy, you'd say dogs, right? Well, with that in mind, tell me what kind of animal each of these sets of names refers to. Look at the screen. There they are, and Marengo and Bucephalus, Bonzo and Cheetah, Flopsy and Harvey. What kind of animals? Diane.
Flopsy and Harvey are rabbits.
That's right. Flopsy, rotten, cottontail. Brian.
Bonzo and Cheetah are chimpanzees.
Right. Susan.
Marengo and Bucephalus are orangutans.
They're horses. Napoleon's horse and Alex the Great's horse. Incidentally, just for the fun of it, whose chimpanzee is Bonzo?
That was Reagan's.
That's right. Okay. Diane and Brian, $50 apiece. Names and events. Names and events make the news, and in 1986, these events made the headlines. You name the headline makers. Look at the screen. Headline, elected president of Austria, national security advisor resigns, Soviet physicist freed from Gorky exile. Susan.
I just forgot.
You just forgotten. Diane.
So did I.
Well, Brian, let's see if you read the papers.
Waldheim is the president of Austria.
Right, and the national security advisor that resigned was John Poindexter, and the Soviet physicist freed from Gorky, and we're so happy that he was Andrei Sakharov. And so, Brian, another $100 to you. Some songs are identified with one singer in particular. Here are 3 song titles. Tell me the name of the singer they're most closely identified with. Look at the screen. Stand By Your Man, Over the Rainbow, and the Moon Comes Over the Mountain. Diane.
Over the Rainbow, Judy Garland.
Right. Susan.
Stand By Your Man is...
Brian.
Stand By Your Man is Tammy Wynette.
Right. And When the Moon Comes Over the Mountain was the famous theme song for so many years, more than any other song I can recall. Kate Smith sang that song. Diane and Brian get $50 each. Canada and the United States share 4 of the Great Lakes. A number of other famous lakes are shared by 2 or more countries. Here are 3 lakes. Name any of the countries that share their borders. Look at the screen. Lake Titicaca, Lake Victoria, and Caspian Sea. Name any of the countries that border them. Brian.
Caspian Sea, Soviet Union.
That's correct. Susan.
Lake Victoria, Canada.
No, I'm sorry. Diane.
Lake Victoria. No, I'm blank.
Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania, and Lake Titicaca, Bolivia, and Peru. Brian, another $100. He is just walking away from the others. 10 movie stars have won 2 or more Oscars as the best actor or actress. I'll show you the initials of 3 of the women's stars. You select one and name the star who has won 2 or more Oscars. Look at the screen. The initials are IBSFET. Susan.
Oh, gee.
Brian.
E.T. is Elizabeth Taylor.
Good. Diane.
SF is Sally Fields.
That's right. And IB is Ingrid Bergman.
Yeah.
Diane and Brian, $50 apiece. If you'd have said E.T., that creature from outer space, I was ready for you. All right, they say ignorance is no excuse for breaking the law. I'm going to define 3 crimes, and the names for each of these crimes start with the letter E. Pick a definition. Name the crime that starts with E. Take a look at those. It starts with the letter E. Brian.
The top one is extortion.
Correct. Diane.
Stealing money, embezzlement.
Embezzlement, right. And Susan, attempt to influence a jury is called?
Influence, I don't know.
Embracery. Embracery. Diane and Brian, $50 each. Let's see what you know about The Wizard of Oz. Judy Garland had 3 special friends. Name the actors who played these parts in The Wizard of Oz. The Tin Man, the Scarecrow, the Cowardly Lion. Brian.
The Tin Man was Ray Bolger.
Nope. Diane.
Cowardly Lion was Ray Bolger.
No. Susan.
How about the Scarecrow as Ray Bolger?
That's good. Boy, did they open the door for you. They just opened the door for you. The Tin Man was Jack Haley, and the Cowardly Lion was Burt Lahr, and Susan gets $100.
Sorry, guys.
All right.
That's okay.
In the latter stages of 1986, several major lawsuits made headlines when they were settled or started. Here are the folks who did the suing. Tell me who the suit was against. Take a look. Somebody. Wayne Newton sued a network. Which one was it? Who sued the TV drug bust host? And fire victims sued what Puerto Rican hotel? Brian.
The network was CBS.
Wrong. Diane.
Network was NBC.
That's right. And Susan, can you give me any of the other 2?
No.
The TV drug bust host was Geraldo Rivera, and of course the fire victims in that famous fire in Puerto Rican was the DuPont Plaza. And Diane picks up $100. I want you to give me the bird. That is, tell me the bird referred to in these three statements. Look at the screen. Who was the bird? He killed Cock Robin, the first bird Noah sent from the ark, and the same name as a fruit and a shoe polish. Diane.
First bird Noah sent to the ark. Canary.
Sorry, Brian.
Was it a dove for the Noah?
Was it a dove for Noah? No, it wasn't. Susan?
Was it a
And you've missed the easiest ones.
pigeon?
No, it wasn't a pigeon. Who killed Cock Robin? I said the sparrow with my bow and arrow. Oh, yes. The first bird that Noah sent was a raven, and the shoe polish, and the fruit is a kiwi. That's right. And so nobody got any points on that one, and the round ends. And as we go into the countdown round, Brian with the big score will have the advantage. Diane will be second, Susan third. We're right back with that countdown round. This is the countdown round that determines who goes for the car that Sherilyn is showing us right now on stage. Beautiful car, waiting for somebody to win it, like they've been doing every day in the last week. Now, when you buzz in, you may answer 1, 2, or 3 parts, all 3 parts of the question. And you'll need that because it's a horse race, and the first one down to 0 will be the winner. You count down 1 every time you give me a right answer. But where you start from is determined by how much money you won so far. Brian, you won the most money so far. You'll have to answer 4 to win the game. Diane, you're second. You'll have to answer 5. Susan, you'll have to answer 6 to win the game. But because you're going to answer 3 at one shot, it can be done. All right, here we go with the countdown round. I'll give you the names of 3 best-selling books that became hit movies and won the Oscar as Best Movie of the Year. Name the well-known authors of the book. Look at the screen. Who wrote The Godfather? Who wrote Rebecca? Who wrote Around the World in 80 Days? Brian.
The Godfather is Mario Puzo.
That's right. You may continue.
Rebecca.
Diane.
You took the one I knew.
Susan.
I don't know.
Daphne du Maurier for Rebecca. Around the World in 80 Days, Jules Verne. Brian counts down to 3. A lot of groaning over there as they knew the answers. Brian could go out on this very next question. Even characters in Grand Opera have to have some sort of a job. So tell me the main job of these 3 famous operatic characters. Look at the screen. What did Figaro do? What did Escamillo do? What did Rigoletto do? Brian is the only one. They're all buzzed in. But you're first, Brian.
Rigoletto was a clown.
Rigoletto was a clown or a jester. Right, I accept that. You have another chance. Go ahead.
Figaro was a barber.
That's right. One more, and you could win this game.
Escamillo was television game host.
Yeah, Escamillo Hall. I remember it well. Diane, you're next. Escamillo.
Veterinarian.
Susan.
Boatman. I don't know.
No, bullfighter. Bullfighter. Brian just needs 1 to win. It wasn't until the 1930s that presidents appointed women to high and prestigious government positions. Here are the first 3 women to be appointed to 3 high posts. Name the president who appointed them. Look at the screen. Who appointed Secretary of Labor Perkins, Secretary of Court Justice O'Connor, and Ambassador to UN Kirkpatrick? Brian, you just need 1.
Kirkpatrick was Reagan.
That's right. You won yourself the game. And the person who nominated Francis Perkins as Secretary of Labor was Franklin Delano Roosevelt, and Sandra Day O'Connor was made a Associate Justice by Ronald Reagan as well. So let me see now. Diane, you leave us with $460, and Susan, you leave us with $235. Thank you so much for being on the show with us. Thank you, Diane. Brian, if you're ready, let's see if we can make it 4 days in a row to win a car.
Brian Graff can win this beautiful Pontiac Grand Am right after this. Automobiles for the staff of Split Second provided by Ontario Rent-A-Car. For dependability and reliability at a reasonable price, big or small, we rent them all. Ontario Rent-A-Car. Accommodations for Monty Hall and the Split Second staff provided by the Toronto Hilton Harbour Castle, Toronto's only downtown hotel on the lake, featuring first-class dining in the award-winning Chateau Neuf, the Toronto Hilton Harbour Castle. The car featured as today's big prize on Split Second was provided by Addison Cadillac, the leading General Motors dealership in downtown Toronto. Addison on Bay. Sherilyn's Wardrobe by Winston.
Well, here's the new car you're going for. Sandy, describe it, please.
Well, Monty, that's the sporty Pontiac Grand Am. It's equipped with all of Grand Am's standard features, like the fuel-injected 4-cylinder engine, cruise control, and AM/FM stereo cassette player, plus air conditioning.
Brian, here's the way we play our game. As you know, if you've been watching lately, every day somebody's been winning a car, and here's the way they do it. Back there, 5 split-second screens. On 3 of those screens, it says car. You have 3 choices. You pick car 3 out of 3, it's yours. If you don't get the car, you're going to win something else, and it's this lovely fur that we're going to show you right now. Sandy, describe it, please.
Brian Sherrillen is wearing an elegant white mink jacket with accents of blush mink and Italian knitted wool. The sleeves detach to convert it into a versatile vest. From Dicker & Dicker of Beverly Hills.
Okay, let's see if it's a car or a fur that you're going to win. Brian, so turn around and give me your 3 selections, please.
Okay, Monty, I'm going to take number 1, number 2, and number 4.
1, 2, and 4 are the selections. So let's turn around and see if it says car. No, the very first selection does not say car. It says fur. Let's take a look and see where the 3 were today. Turn all of them around. And it was in 2, 4, and 5 today. And so that means that the fur is yours. Now, here's your choice, Brian. If you take the fur, you leave the show, and we say goodbye to you, fondly. But if you want to stay and go for the car, you say, no, I'll pass up the fur today and try my luck again tomorrow. Now, let me remind you that if you win 4 days in a row, the odds, we add a 4th car back there, and the odds become very good. And, of course, if you win the 5th day, you automatically win the car. What do you want to do?
I think I'll come back.
All right, Brian's going to come back for another show. We'll see you next time around and see if he can be a 2-time winner. And for all of you watching the show, I hope that you'll watch Brian in his efforts next time around. In the meantime, thank you to our contestants today and to Brian for giving us a great show. Thank you so much from all of us on Split Second. Goodbye, everybody. Thank you for watching. Incidentally, Brian, you also picked up $685 that you keep. That you keep.
Second is a Stephen Hayes Monty Hall production in association with Concept Equity Funding Limited.